Hey guys, it's Douglas here, Drown Boy Cosplay, bringing you another unboxing and review. Except for one thing. It's not an unboxing, it's an unbagging. 3 seconds into the video and you've already been lied to. Okay, but seriously guys, I really hate when companies do this, but yet still here we are, opening this mask from a bag. Guys, I don't know how many times I need to say it. Just don't. Don't ship your masks in bags. Unless the customer's like, oh, I don't really care, just ship it in a bag. Don't ship it in bags. So I should be able to just rip this open. Alright guys, so curled up in the bottom of this bag we have... Look at this. See this? This isn't cool, man. Like, this boy is flat. Alright, let's go ahead and pop him out here. So guys, here we have the Trick or Treat Studios Cardinal Copia mask. I would like to say, first of all, this did not come directly from Tots. I bought this off of a retailer. So the shipping has nothing to do with Trick or Treat Studios, thus I do not think that it should reflect the quality of this product during the review. So looking at the product itself, there's a lot to take in. There really is a lot to take in. A lot of people have been getting these and complaining about them, and even myself, I was supposed to be getting one of these early to review for you guys, but just poor communication, it didn't really come through. So instead, I just went ahead and picked up one from eBay. Where do I begin with this guy? Where do I begin? Okay, so we'll talk about the face paint. Face paint is an issue that it seems that Trick or Treat Studios seems to always have with the ghost masks. On most of them, they've been bad, really bad. The Papa 3s, I've seen some pretty decent copies, but with the Cardinals, I have not really seen any decent copies. And being given that they have contact with the person who makes Ghost's actual masks and get to have hands on those before producing these, you would think that they could at least get a little bit better paint master to show people how to paint these, so whoever is in the factory working on these could do a little bit better job. But it really shows that they took no care with the face paint, and man, I don't know, it's pretty bad. So the main issue that I'm seeing, at least on this copy and the few others that I've had hands on, whether it be in stores or for customers, the main issue is that they pretty much just paint it like a triangle, when really on the Cardinal it's a lot more rounded. And a lot of the problem is it gives him a very weird eye shape with how they paint at the brow line, if you can see what I mean. It goes down really quickly into the corner of his eyes, and it's very minimal paint. And if you look at the real ones, that's not really how it is. It's something that a lot of people mess up when they try to paint ghost masks. I've spent a lot of time studying these masks to see exactly how the paint goes in which direction from many different angles. So of course I have a different eye for it than most, but with these masks, this is something that a lot of people really are not happy with. And I will say, on this particular copy, his hairline is a little bit better. It's really messy, to be honest, but at least the shape of it is a little bit better.
Ah, look at the top of his head!
But there's one problem. I don't know whether it's some kind of expansion that they did for these masks to try and make them fit everybody better, or what the issue is exactly. But I can say that there at least is this issue with this mask looking very, very round. And a lot of people see that, and even with this copy with a pretty damn good hairline, at least the best from every one that I've had hands on or seen in person, it still just has this really weird shape. And I think it has something to do with the face paint, but it also has something to do with the shape really around the sides of his face here. It looks just a little bit too bloated out. It looks more like me, and it really shouldn't. It's supposed to be more straightened. Okay, let's talk about the flesh tone paint. On the previous copies I've seen, it was really basic, just very, you know, here's a little bit of shading in the lines, here's your basic flesh tone, and I had a lot of problems with that. Really wasn't a huge fan of it, but it wasn't too bad, and being that those pre-existing layers were there, I'm pretty sure that you could just add a bit more paint and texturing on there and make it look a lot better. This copy actually has pretty exceptional paint. There appears to be some kind of like flicking that was done to give like a freckle effect, and the shading doesn't look too harsh. Overall, the face paint is bad, but the flesh tone is good on this copy, which overall can really be a good thing because it makes it a little bit easier to fix. Talking about something else that I love, is the type of hair they used. The type of hair they used feels really good. It's this kind of grayish, dark black, salt, peppery hair. It feels really nice, same quality as the Papa 3 hair. So if you guys have had one of those or had hands on one of those, expect pretty much the same thing. Another thing that I do love about what they did with the hair on this mask, I was very, very worried about, is all of this hair is laid hair. It's glued on. With the Papa 3 masks, it was all like sewn in and punched. And while that was pretty decent, it provided for some inconsistencies with the stitching patterns, causing spaces in between each hair plug, essentially, which could be remedied by filling it in with black paint, but for most common people, it really did not look good. Coming straight off the shelves, getting a regular product, which is what the review would be on, it was not very good. That also made it pretty difficult to convert, because if they put the hairline too far forward, then it's really hard to remove it without seeing holes or having spots where you can see where the punching was done. And if it was too far back, then you had to add quite a bit of hair. But personally, you know, this is way better. This is a lot better for multiple reasons, and I'll tell you guys why. If you get a good hairline version like this isn't too bad. If I do a little bit of reshaping and repaint his face paint, I think he'll be pretty good. I might take a little bit of the excess hair off the very back of the neck and punch that in around the hairline to give a more realistic silicone type mask effect, which of course is what the real mask is made of, silicone. But if I wanted to rehair it entirely, I could very easily strip all this off. So the regular hair for the head is fine. Now let's talk about another issue, which is facial hair. I will say this, I have not seen Trick or Treat Studios really do any kind of actual hair, facial hair on many masks, so I could see that this could be an issue. But this mustache looks pretty decent compared to most I've seen, but it's really bad. They pretty much take the same track hair from the head and just glue it on the lips and cut it flat. This copy has it a lot better than most. I'm going to say it's worth stripping this off entirely. Again, getting some similar hair or taking some hair off the very back of the neck, a little bit of that extra length you're not going to need anyway, and punching in the mustache. Same for the eyebrows. I don't know what's going on with the shape of the eyebrows here. They're like really oddly round, like arches. And of course it is just hair laid down and glued on, and I guess somebody just kind of shapes it somewhat. Now let's talk about the sculpt itself. This one was not sculpted by Connor DeLess, which did the Papa 3. I believe they said something along the lines of they had access to a real one, a real copy of the Copia mask, or perhaps one of the casts from Jerry himself, and it was 3D scanned perhaps and retooled, something along those lines. I do know that this is not a recast because it shows in the details. Overall, for $60, I have trouble recommending it because they don't look great straight off the factory. So if you're not someone who's good with arts and crafts or willing to pay someone like me or another mask maker slash person who modifies these to fix it up for you, I would not recommend it. However, if you do have some craft in you and you want to take a chance at converting it yourself, I can recommend it that way. Or if you just want to fix it up in some other way, I can recommend it that way. Overall, I think this will be a fun project for myself to tackle. I've never really worked a lot in flesh tones myself, so I can't really talk. I think this flesh tone copy is perfectly fine as far as the flesh tone is concerned. Might do a little bit of repainting in some areas just to blend it, but overall, no issues with the flesh tone. I will 100% be ripping off these eyebrows and this mustache and punching my own, and maybe I'll do a video on that for you guys, maybe not, it just depends. My schedule is super busy. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed. If you would like to purchase one of these yourself, you can visit trickortreatstudios.com or buy them through one of their affiliates. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll get you guys some close-ups. Love you. Have a great day. Bye.